Aloha Ahiahi. My name is Kilikina Kikumano. I want to explain to our people what this Nai'aupuniFEDWRECkscam process is all about. They are literally committing misprision of felony against the heirs and beneficiaries of the Kingdom of Hawaii. What everyone has forgotten, in 1893 we were invaded. We were invaded by the USS Boston, and at that particular time we were a neutral country, we had no standing army. So what had happened is that there's a gross injustice called a war crime under the 9th Article of Confederation of 1777, which is piracy and treason. That carried over after they received their new Constitution of the United States, which was the Bill of Rights of 1791. So it carried over into Article 1, Section 8 of 1791 of piracy and treason. So here we have the USS Boston coming in, not friendly. 157 men with 10 officers. They disembark, and what? They hold the Queen at gunpoint with a Gatling gun at 750 bullets per minute. And then they have howitzer cannons, 140,000 ammunitions, and these 157 Marines. They cover her and surround her at Iolani Palace, who is the legitimate ruler of the Kingdom of Hawaii and has been recognized by all world powers with 47 world treaties with a gold standard. This is our dimes with our currency. We were the founding member of the UPU, so we had post office service. In order to have commerce in the Pacific, you had to go through the Kingdom of Hawaii. So what Nai'aupuniFEDWRECkscam is forgotten is that we already have a constitution. They forgot that we have this wonderful constitution of 1850. It was signed by King Kamehameha III, and it was signed by President Zachary Taylor, certified and ratified by the U.S. Congress in 1850. What this means, this is using the 1791 Bill of Rights, and under that Bill of Rights, under Article 4, Section 4, you are a republic. All our land that was put in perpetuity by our king, King Kamehameha III, he put all our land in perpetuity, and the United States recognized that. The perpetuity was put under the 13th century common law under the King John's bench. That would be known as the Magna Carta of 1215. So our lands have always been in perpetuity. The United States, when they invaded us, then they decided that they were going to make us a territory. And on July 7th, 1898, a joint resolution of the U.S. Congress. Now let me explain what a joint resolution is. A joint resolution has only jurisdiction within the lower 48 states. It has no jurisdiction outside its boundaries of 3 to 12 miles, which was actually solidified October 4th, 1988 under President Reagan's presidential proclamation. He tried to extend our territorial seas because the Japanese and Russians were overfishing, so they didn't. And so he said, he sent out 20 DOJs to do the research. They came back and couldn't find what constitutional law or what precedents they used or what law they used to hold Hawaii to the United States. This was October 4th, 1988. This is current history. So getting back to Nai'aupuniFEDWRECKscam, this is our Constitution. We have the Constitution. Our land is in perpetuity. Omao for Hawaiian, for us, the Kanaka Maoli, which I need to correct myself. We're not Kanaka Maoli, we're Hawaii Kopai'aina. We're not Hawaiian nationals, we're Hawaii Kopai'aina. Kanaka Maoli, yes, but Hawaiians is a term used by the United States for Indians under the Bureau of Indian Affairs. When you use Native Hawaiian or Hawaiians, that is not what we are. We're Hawaii Kopai'aina. Hawaii Aina, Hawaii Kopai'aina. That is our legitimate, that's our race. That is listed in Bern, Switzerland as early as 1826, which is our first treaty with the United States. Then solidified with England, France, and Spain by 1840 under Kauike'uli, King Kamehameha III. And because of that, we are listed in Bern, Switzerland as a neutral kingdom. That means a country with no standing army. So when the United States came January 17th and invaded us, they committed an act of piracy and treason that is still a countable crime. That's 123 years. So Aupuni decided, oh, well, we're going to rewrite your constitution. They cannot. They cannot under 25 Title Code 18s, especially misprision of felonies, Section 4, which they are committing a horrible act, and they know what they're doing. And they can all be hung for treason under kingdom law. Normally, when a country like the United States occupied France, and Germany, and Japan during World War II, they allowed those countries, not necessarily France, but Germany and Japan, to what? Use their common law. Let's just pick a rock. Okay, 1990. Okay, 1991. The Iraqi people were able to use their common law. We are the only country being occupied by the United States that were forced to U.S. laws, forced to give up our currency, forced to give up our lands, forced to give up everything without a treaty. And Aupuni has decided to rewrite our Constitution, which is what? It's an international terrorist crime under the United States Patriot Act, and it's an act of genocide because in Bern, Switzerland, since 1826, the first treaty with the United States was listed.
Who would you say is behind the Nai'aupuniFEDWRECkscam movement?
I would say the state. I would say OHA.
Towards what agenda? What is their agenda?
Well, their agenda is to take everything from our people, and by federal recognition, listing us as a tribe. The Department of Interior is, under Article 1, Section 8 of their 1791 Constitution, is committing misprision of felony. They're out of their jurisdiction.
Would I be right in saying the reason why the state is pushing this illegitimate organization is to make reparations to the people of Hawaii, the native people of Hawaii, so that they have no reparations, no recourse to acquire and take back their rightful property?
Absolutely. By Aupuni, by allowing them to commit felony genocide, misprision of treason, this is treason. How can you change my race? How can you make me a tribe? Robin Danner says, if you're Cherokee, you're Cherokee. If you're Gwich'in, ask the Gwich'in tribe in Alaska. If they're Gwich'ins. If you're Hawaiian, you're Hawaiian. We're not Hawaiians, we're Kopai Aina. We're of the kingdom. I have the blood. And in the 1921 Hawaiian Homelands Act is totally genocide.
So this whole movement is really to erase the history of the past, of the injustice that was committed against the people of Hawaii.
Well, they're trying. You know, I have to tell you a great big secret. The United States is bankrupt. Who do you think's been propping up their bankruptcy? They're getting free money for every house they don't own, for every property they've never had a title. They have no clear title. I've got the map. I can show you all this. This is so egregious. Our people are not educated enough to understand that Aupuni is not their friend. Where was OHA when we have free medical since 1856 under Queen Emma's charter? Where was our protector? Where was OHA? Our people aren't getting free medical. Our people aren't getting all the trust funds that was left by our ali'i. This is our due process, not theirs, and we're not a tribe. And I have to tell you, you need to understand, we have it all. We already have our Constitution. We already own the land.
Okay. Can you speak to a move that Governor Ige wants to legislate, some kind of a bill to make it proper to not return?
You have to understand, Congress is not in session. It's a dinosaur 1860. There are no laws that are legal after 1860. So their country comes over and occupies us and implements laws that have no jurisdiction. Their boundaries are 3 to 12 miles outside of Alaska, Oregon, Washington, and California. Everything they're doing here, the state of Hawaii is listed under Executive Order 3307 that under President Dwight D. Eisenhower. The whole state of Hawaii is in the 12-mile square. They have no metes and bounds. Why? Because King Kamehameha III in his 1850 treaty claimed the entire archipelago of Hawaii. And that is the true story. This is what they don't want you to know. This red ribbon document that we call the red ribbon, it's a red ribbon because it's certified in Maryland. This is Queen Liliuokalani's document at the time of the Kuwait petition. She served the Kuwait petition and then took back all her land. And she did this in Washington, D.C. This is 1897. This proves the United States has no legal clear title to any of our lands. She never transferred our lands. This is the document that you may find when you go to Washington.
So, obviously, you've done extensive research into this. You could also prove, let's say, perfect case scenario, that you took the state of Hawaii to court. Your research has proven. How many years of research can you provide to go up against the state of Hawaii and the governor of Hawaii to prove to them that they're illegally occupying the state of Hawaii and keeping the Hawaiian people away from their future and their birthright? How would you be able to address that in a court of law going up against the state of Hawaii?
I would serve all my documentation and papers to Interpol. Then I would serve it to the Pacific Command and to all the adjutant generals of the 12 districts. But I'm going to tell you something right now. They already know. But yes, they're scared. They're scared because Hawaiians, they call us this name, which I'm not. I'm Hawaii Kopai Aina. I'm Hawaii Aina. I have the Koko. Even though I'm 3/4 Hawaiian, the 1921 Hawaiian Homelands Act under Prince Kohio, who was not a prince. He was only a prince regent with no inherited title.
So all the information that you've uncovered and discovered at the same time has always been there.
Yes.
Why haven't other people uncovered the same evidence that you found?
Because they don't have 10 to 15 years. They don't have 10 to 15 years to keep going to Washington to be in the archive and microfiche and cross-utilizing documents and having a working order of the United States constitutional law. If you understand their laws, then you understand how this happened. And because I understand, I'm not a lawyer, but I've studied the constitutional law for 16 years, and I totally understand what they've done.
Well, so obviously Keanu Sai must be aware of this also, or is he not?
Keanu Sai is very aware of it, and Dexter Kayama, they're brilliant men. They're both aware of it. I'm just taking it to another level. I take my research. When they asked for an advisory decision over in Maui, the judge accepted the fact that the kingdom exists, but he still ensued on making those seamen pay for their damages and their case. You have to understand, the U.S. law under 1789, the Judiciary Act was rescinded. There are no judges; they're administrators. And in 1795, the 11th Amendment replaced it. It's called 11th Amendment immunity. Every U.S. citizen has it, and we have it. Even more importantly, we have it. You go to court, you just need to understand the 11th Amendment. We have the immunity. We have more immunities because why? We still own our land. We have metes and bounds. The United States has no metes and bounds. And this treaty is the archive evidence of all of this. And you can't fight a case.
What year is that treaty there?
The treaty was signed in Washington, D.C. by President Zachary Taylor in 1850. Or it might have been 1849, and then Kaui Keauli, King Kamehameha III, signed it in 1850, and then it became, you know what treaties are? Article 6, Section 2 of the 1791 Constitution, or law of the land. Every governor of every state, every law is under Article 6, Section 2, the law of the land. Just the United States doesn't seem it doesn't follow its Constitution. And I don't mean for this to be a constitutional lesson, but they don't follow their laws. That's the whole problem. How can you occupy us, force us to give up our money, our lands, and now it's like business as usual. This is a war crime. They violated our neutrality. Their Senate admitted in a secret session, May 31st, 1898, the Senate of the United States admitted to violating the neutrality of a neutral country. When England violated the United States neutrality by building the CSS ships in Liverpool, when Queen Victoria built the southern ships for the Civil War, that was a violation of neutrality. That was a $150 million fine in gold. That was in 1871. I'm just bringing case law to you. They violated our neutrality. We deserve more than $150 million in gold.
So, from your perspective, what do you believe needs to happen to make the issues and all the discoveries that you've made of the illegality of this occupied state? What would be the solution that you would like to see and move forward with to correct all of this injustice? Would it be a lawsuit against the state of Hawaii? How would you like to see it go?
Oh, it could be a class action, misprision of felony. Every Hawaiian can file an SF-95 form for genocide, taking our language away, taking our everything. There are many avenues that can be open, but more importantly, our people need to stand up.
So what would, there you go.
They need to stand up.
What would, in your mind, be the best remedy?
The best remedy is to allow us our due process of what President Clinton and his entire Congress said they would do. Under November 23rd, 1993, the apology bill was signed, and that was ratified by the House of Representatives and the Senate. And they said that we were entitled to our due process and our system of law. And our system of law is not the state of Hawaii, it's not Nai'aupuniFEDWRECkscam, and it's not OHA. OHA is a state organization that was instilled in 1977 and became OLE in 1978. It became OHA. OHA cannot represent the, as they call us, the Kanaka Maoli or the Kopai Aina. They can't, because only the BIA, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, is the only only legal under the Department of Interior. The Department of Interior has no subject matter jurisdiction because we're not part of the Bureau of Indian Affairs. They created illegally OHA in 1978. You cannot do that. Then every state, then the United States could have Creoles in New Orleans, or they could go and make another race. So what I'm saying is, under U.S. constitutional law of 1791, the Bureau of Indian Affairs is the only avenue agency that can represent Native Indigenous. That's why OHA was very careful to make us Native Indians, Native Hawaiians and Hawaiians. We're not Hawaiians. We are Hawaii Kopai Aina. And the syntax is easy.
So tribal status would be a travesty of...
It's genocide. No, it's simply genocide under our treaties, our 46 treaties. It's genocide because in Bern, Switzerland, I can prove to you that we are not a tribe. And that's genocide under the Nuremberg Tribunal Charter of 1946, Article 6, Section A to J. And if I want to go into it, how about the Fort Geneva Convention? Article 147, genocide. That's what it is. It's genocide. They can go to court, and the whole world is waiting to hear. Pakistan, all the Arabic nations knows what the United States has done to us, and we need to come out and bring this information forward. And our people need to understand. They're in the driver's seat. They own it all.
Okay. In closing, do you have any remarks that you would like to end with?
I want my people to know that this is their land. It always has been. We don't pay tax on our land. Our land is royal patent land, or our land could be, we have three types at Kauikeauli. They were his personal crown lands, and then he had to his heirs and successors, and then he had to his ruling chiefs, 256 of them, which were the government lands, and then the Kuleana lands. There was land for our people, not for every race that's here. They are occupying our land without our due process. They promised us due process November 23rd, 1993. Now the due process has switched to OHA, to Nai'aupuniFEDWRECKscam, to steal our life benefit, our beneficiary money. That's what Nai'aupuniFEDWRECKscam is doing. because Governor Wahe'i in 1994 set up a $600 million trust fund that would cease and desist in 2014. They're after that too. They're after everything. They're after our trust land, the rest of the crown lands that I guess it was past Governor Abercrombie thought was great. Now everyone can be a multimillionaire. No one owns it. And the governor started from the 13th century feudal system of land acquisition. We put the governors in as what? Sanford B. Dole was part of the Supreme Court and made them the fee-off-ees to our land, because each governor would be a new governor, be a fee-off-ee to the fee-offer. You cannot e-off-fee-off them. You cannot do that. And that's what they've done in order to take our land. It is not legal, and people need to understand the law.
Okay, so what is your closing thought?
Closing thought is our people know that Nai'aupuniFEDWRECkscam is there to steal everything you have, especially where's your health care? You have it for free. This is 1856 Charter of Queen Anne. Aloha oe, malamapona pomaka'i oe. I just want you to know that you're in the driver's seat, and Nai'aupuniFEDWRECkscam is nothing but misprision of felony. They're there to steal everything you have, everything to your mo'opunas, to your future heirs, is all going to be tied up. Why do you want the United States? The United States has put on us billions, 50 tons of depleted uranium. It takes 1 pound of depleted uranium takes 9 billion years. And that's what they're doing. From Schofield Barracks, which is no non-disclosure. This is the military that you want to protect us, that's killing us here in the Waianae Coast, from white phosphorus to magnesium to depleted uranium. 20 tons of bombs in front of my front yard. So know that Nai'aupuniFEDWRECkscam and the U.S. military is not our friend.
Blow, Kamakani, won't you blow? Let my people understand, let my people know.